Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Thursday alleged that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah were directly involved in what he described as the biggest stock market scam in which retail investors lost 30 lakh rupees crore and demanded a joint parliamentary committee probe into it. Addressing a press conference here, he also said stock markets rose after fake exit polls and then crashed the day Lok Sabha polls votes were counted on 4th June. Retail investors lost 30 lakh rupees crore and this is the biggest stock market scam, Gandhi said. For first time we noted that during polls, Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Shah, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman commented on the stock market, he said. Why did the Prime Minister and Home Minister give investment advice to people? Gandhi asked and alleged that BJP leaders had information that exit polls were wrong. The Congress demands JPC probe into biggest stock market scam, he said. People higher up in the BJP carried out this stock market scam and Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Shah were directly involved, the Congress leader alleged.
13th May 2024, the Home Minister says, buy shares before 4th of June. This is a clear indication to retail investors and others to buy stock. 19th May, for the first time, and then repeatedly until the 28th May, the Prime Minister says that the stock market is going to break records on 4th June. Finally, on 1st June, completely fictitious exit polls are released. These investors are given a completely wrong impression, and on the 3rd of June, as we all know, the stock market breaks all records and then crashes on the 4th of June. Whoever has made money as the stock market rose and also as the stock market crashed. And we are interested in having a joint parliamentary committee, a JPC, to investigate the role of the Prime Minister, the role of the Home Minister, role of BJP members, and also those people who have done these fake exit polls. And finally, we want to understand who are the people, these foreign investors, who did these trades.
TDP Supremo N. Chandrababu Naidu on Thursday directed all party MPs to attend NDA's Friday meeting in New Delhi. He will also attend the meeting along with his party MPs. TDP alone won 16 Lok Sabha seats in Andhra Pradesh while the NDA alliance of TDP, BJP and Jana Sena collectively won the lion's share of 21 seats out of 25. Naidu held a meeting with the available MPs at his Andhra Pradesh residence in Undavalli on Thursday. The outstation MPs joined virtually. More than half a dozen MPs attended in person. He congratulated the MPs on their victory in the elections and told them that all the TDP MPs are expected to reach the national capital by Thursday night. NDA won a landslide victory in Andhra Pradesh with a brute majority of 164 Assembly and 21 Lok Sabha seats, catapulting Naidu to play a kingmaker's role in national politics. Meanwhile, the YS Jagan Mohan Reddy-led YSRCP has been relegated to a paltry 11 Assembly and 4 MP seats. has convened a meeting of its working committee on 8 June to discuss the Lok Sabha poll result. Votes of the election were counted on 4 June. The meeting has been convened by Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and he will chair it. Party leaders will discuss the outcome of the Lok Sabha election, sources said. The meeting will be held at 11 a.m. at the Congress headquarters on Saturday. The Congress has emerged as the second largest party in the election and improved its tally to 99 from 52 in 2019 Lok Sabha poll. It will be after a gap of 10 years that the Congress will have the leader of opposition's position in the Lok Sabha, a post it failed to get as its tally was below the requisite 10% of total seats in the House both in 2014 and 2019. Top Congress leaders, including Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, besides others leaders would participate in the deliberations. Congress on Thursday asked Prime Minister Narendra Modi whether he would fulfill his promise of giving special category status to the states of Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. Congress General Secretary Jairam Ramesh also took a swipe at the Prime Minister, saying it is being claimed repeatedly that the Modi 3.0 government will be formed, but the truth is that this time it will be Modi 1/3 government. In a video statement posted on X, Ramesh said the Congress has 4 questions for the Prime Minister, 2 for Andhra Pradesh and 2 for Bihar. On 30th April in 2014, in the holy city of Tirupati, Modi promised to give special category status to Andhra Pradesh so that massive investment comes in. It's been 10 years but it has not happened. Will that promise be fulfilled now? Will the PM give special category status to Andhra Pradesh? Ramesh said. He claimed that Prime Minister Modi has been trying to privatize the steel plant in Visakhapatnam. All parties are opposed to this. Will you stop the privatization of Visakhapatnam steel plant now? He said. Ramesh also asked the Prime Minister whether he will fulfill his 2014 election promise and the 10-year-old demand of his ally and JDU Chief Nitish Kumar by giving special category status to Bihar.
आने वाले 1/3 प्रधानमंत्री से हमारे 4 सवाल हैं, 2 आंध्र प्रदेश को लेकर और 2 बिहार को लेकर। आंध्र प्रदेश में पहला सवाल है, 30 अप्रैल 2014 को पवित्र शहर तिरुपति में नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने यह वादा किया था कि आंध्र प्रदेश को विशेष दर्जा दिया जाएगा, स्पेशल कैटेगरी स्टेटस, ताकि निवेश भारी मात्रा में आए। 10 साल हुए, ये नहीं हुआ। क्या अब वो आंध्र प्रदेश को स्पेशल कैटेगरी स्टेटस देंगे, विशेष दर्जा देंगे? दूसरा सवाल, विशाखापट्टनम में बहुत बड़ा इस्पात का कारखाना है, उसको निजीकरण करने के लिए पिछले कुछ 5 सालों से नरेंद्र मोदी जी लगे हुए हैं। क्या ये सारी पार्टियां ने इसका विरोध किया है? क्या अभी भी वो निजीकरण के पक्ष में है? क्या वो साफ से कहेंगे कि निजीकरण नहीं कराएंगे विशाखापट्टनम स्टील प्लांट का? बिहार में 2 सवाल हैं।
BJP ally Janata Dal United leader KC Tyagi on Thursday said his party has demanded a review of the Agnipat scheme and will pursue the caste census issue, which, he asserted, was a need of the time. He also said his party's support to the BJP was unconditional. There is anger among voters on the short-term army recruitment Agniveer scheme. The JDU party wants those shortcomings to be removed, on which people have objections, Tyagi told reporters in Delhi. He said the JDU is not opposed to the Uniform Civil Code but all stakeholders should be consulted on it. On the Uniform Civil Code, the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar had written to the Law Commission. The JDU is not against the Uniform Civil Code. But there should be consultation with all the stakeholders, chief ministers, political parties and different sects, and a resolution should be found, he said. Asked if his party will push for a caste census, Tyagi said, no party in the country has denied a caste census. Bihar has shown the way, the Prime Minister also did not oppose. It is the demand of the time. On its support to the BJP as a member of the National Democratic Alliance, he said there is no precondition, there is unconditional support. Support of allies like the JDU is crucial for the BJP as it could not reach the majority mark on its own in the Lok Sabha election. The BJP bagged 240 seats, 32 short of an absolute majority. Among its allies, N. Chandrababu Naidu's Telugu Desam Party and Nitish Kumar's JDU, which won 16 and 12 seats in Andhra Pradesh and Bihar respectively, and other alliance partners, the NDA has 293 seats.
अग्निवीर के रिव्यू को लेकर आप मांग करिए। अग्निवीर योजना को लेकर के मतदाताओं के एक हिस्से में नाराजगी रही है। हाँ। हमारी पार्टी चाहती है कि विस्तार से उन कमियों खामियों को दूर किया जाए, जिसको लेकर के जनता ने सवाल उठाए। यूसीसी पर भी क्या यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड पर पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष होने के नाते विधि आयोग के अध्यक्ष श्री चौहान को मुख्यमंत्री चिट्ठी लिख चुके हैं। हम इसके विरुद्ध नहीं हैं, लेकिन जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, चाहे मुख्यमंत्री हो, चाहे डिफरेंट पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हों या डिफरेंट सेक्ट्स हों, उनसे बातचीत करके इसका हल निकाला जाना चाहिए। जाति का जुर्माना होगी।
Gold prices jumped 680 rupees to 73,500 rupees per 10 grams on Thursday amid a jump in the precious metal rates internationally. The yellow metal had closed at 72,820 rupees per 10 grams in the previous session. Silver also rallied by 1,400 rupees to 93,300 rupees per kg against 91,900 rupees per kg in the previous session. Spot gold prices 24 carats in the Delhi markets are trading at 73,500 rupees per 10 grams, up by 680 rupees, taking bullish cues from the overseas market. In the global markets, spot gold at COMEX was trading at US $2,360 per ounce, up US $28 from the previous close. A pullback in the US Treasury yield and mixed US macroeconomic data led to an uptick in gold prices. The European Central Bank is likely to cut interest rates on Thursday in its policy meeting, which could support gold prices, Gandhi said. Silver also trading higher at US $30.30 per ounce. It had settled at US $29.75 per ounce in the previous close. Gold and silver prices gained as bond yields fell after weaker than expected US private payrolls data bolstered expectations that the US Federal Reserve would cut interest rates later this year. Newly elected Lok Sabha members of the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance are expected to meet on Friday to elect Narendra Modi as their leader, paving the way for him to take oath as Prime Minister for a third term. After Modi's election as the leader of NDA MPs, senior members of the alliance like TDP's N. Chandrababu Naidu and JDU, S. Nitish Kumar will join the Prime Minister for a meeting with President Draupadi Murmu to present her the list of parliamentarians supporting him, some alliance members said. Modi may be sworn in over the weekend, possibly Sunday, they added. The NDA has 293 MPs, comfortably above the majority mark of 272 in the 543-member Lok Sabha. With 12 MPs, the JDU is the second biggest BJP ally after the Telugu Desam Party, which has 16 parliamentarians. The new BJP-led government will depend critically on these two parties for survival. Naidu is keen for the centre to provide Andhra Pradesh financial assistance in building its capital in Amravati. He also wants the new government to take steps to fulfill the centre's commitment to the state when Telangana was carved out of it, sources said. Stock markets rallied for the second straight day on Thursday, with the benchmark Sensex jumping nearly 693 points on easing political worries as the ruling NDA set in motion its government formation efforts. Regaining the 75,000 level, the 30-share BSE Sensex jumped 692.27 points or 0.93% to settle at more than week high of 75,074.51. During the day, the barometer soared 915.49 points or 1.23% to 75,297.73. The NSE Nifty climbed 201.05 points or 0.89% to 22,821.40, with 38 of its constituents ending with gains. Intraday, it rallied 289.8 points or 1.28% to 22,910.15. Realty, IT, and oil and gas shares led the recovery, while FMCG and healthcare witnessed profit booking. Among the 30 Sensex companies, Tech Mahindra, HCL Technologies, State Bank of India, NTPC, Infosys, Larsen & Toubro, Tata Consultancy Services and Wipro emerged as the biggest gainers. Hindustan Unilever, Asian Paints, Mahindra & Mahindra, Nestle, IndusInd Bank and Sun Pharma were among the laggards. In the broader market, the BSE small cap gauge jumped 3.06%, while mid-cap index climbed 2.28%. All the indices ended with gains, with realty soaring 4.85%, industrials jumping 3.69%, power by 2.87%, IT by 2.86%, utilities by 2.52% and energy by 2.34%. As many as 3,009 stocks advanced, while 834 declined and 102 remained unchanged on the BSE. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 5,656.26 crore rupees on Wednesday, according to exchange data. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.